Today we took to looking at which is assistive technology that can be used in our daily lives, not just for us, but the people around of assistive technologies in the classroom. Now, the role that these technologies play is giving everyone the same advantage or the same starting point in life. Or that's the end goal, is to hope to create a world where everyone has the same starting line, even if you have a disability such as lack of use in your legs, or speech impediments, or visual impediments, or anything of that kind of sorts, even a mental disability, that these technologies will help grant you at least a little bit closer to the same point that everyone can start from, and help you in the education process and create a classroom where everyone can have a chance for education. Now, my past experiences with assistive technologies encompasses a far part of my life. Simply seeing someone in a wheelchair, that alone is a form of assistive technology that gets people from one point to the next, especially helping in mobility. Canes for the elderly that have trouble beginning to move, that is a form of assistive technology. And, it's something that you can very easily overlook, but it really is all around us, on a daily basis. It's always there. Now, the assistive technology I found that we looked at this week, the most interesting was that of the Dynavox. And basically what that is an augmented communication system that allows those who have speech impediments or can't talk due to certain forms of autism or other problems, that this machine can create vocalization for them. It allows them to generate this system generates words and allows you to speak. For people who have cerebral palsy, maybe a stroke, something that keeps half their brain, kind of just killing the speech part of their brain. Now, this allows them to make, more meaningful connections in the world around them and create, a more systematic view, allowing them to talk, which, is again something we overlook on a daily basis. Now, 3 of the 6 applications of technology that we were referred to. Now, the first one was that of mobility. The ability to get from one place to another, something that we see on a daily basis and is, typically overlooked all the time. Now, they talked about, canes and wheelchairs and, stairs to get around, the very basic necessities of, people to get around on. And then I came up with the idea, or I've seen this on a daily basis, of, the lifts on the back of buses and, back of vans that allow a wheelchair to slide on and lift up into the vehicle, allowing for a much easier form of getting around than, having to transfer them and then transfer the wheelchair separately. This allows for them to get straight onto the bus, straight off, and is a great way for them, giving them the opportunity to move like a normal person or around the same aspect of a bus. The second one I took to was, the positioning, wheelchairs, braces, tilt tables that allow you to position kind of differently. And what I took for that is, prosthetic leggings. Now, this is the ideal that someone who's lost a leg, someone who's lost an arm, they can reposition using these augmented arms, these augmented legs, which, right now has its limitations and is currently, has a very limited feel to it, but has so much room for advancement in the future. It allows, very expensive currently too, but can allow for so much growth if we continue down that final path. And then finally, the third objective I took to was the oral and written expressing of oneself. Now, this is going to play more into the piece of technology that I found to talk about today. But, it could help people have trouble with auditory or visual reception. It helps improve participation and aids in communication. So, someone who would normally couldn't talk or couldn't see something or couldn't understand something, it gives them the chance that everyone should have. Now, finally, the piece that I took to was that of assistive technology that I kind of took to was that of a talking calculator. Now, what seems very simplistic in nature creates a whole open door for people that may have some, you know, visual impediments, that creates problems for them, especially with forms of like dyslexia. Now, the talking calculator can create a move where instead of, you know, jumbling these numbers up, because when you're talking about, you know, multiplication and division, you're just having a whole bunch of numbers right in a row. And dyslexia, especially with math, you know, the numbers are everything. And mixing one of those numbers up creates a completely different answer than what you did before. So the ability to have that read back to you, you know, to be able to affirm exactly what you put in and to create what you see and what you hear and put them together, it can create a more solidified answer and give them a better chance to get a correct answer, whereas they might be wrong with just, you know, putting it in and hopefully reading it back with their impaired, you know, dyslexia. Now, how it works, of course, is very simplistic. You put in the numbers, it reads them back. I mean, while simplistic in nature, it creates an open door for these people. And where I found it, I just took a look online, you know, just kind of typed in what sort of, you know, assistive technologies exist in this world. And I found, you know, talking calculators, you know, simply MaxiAids is a place, or simply at Walmart, Google. I just Googled it and it came up with hundreds of, you know, results. And, you know, some range very cheap in nature, where you can get the more expensive, you know, scientific calculators either that will help read it back and create a more signified answer. So while assistive technology, you know, is there, it can continue to grow to a point where it's bigger and bigger. We can help more and more people in the mindset that everyone should start at the same starting line. And I hope that, you know, it continues to develop into the new world, because I love the idea of helping everyone around us.